Anyone who's been playing Hearthstone for a while probably remembers Justicar Trueheart. Control Warriors used to play this card. It would upgrade their hero power from giving them 2 armor to giving them 4. And when you gain 4 armor a turn, you can very often just gain armor pass, gain armor, kill a dude pass. And that was a really fun way to play the game. Because you got to fatigue and you had like 80 armor and your opponent had none. And then you just sat there and kept hero powering while the opponent died. Those were the glory days of Control Warrior in my opinion. So we don't have Justicar Trueheart anymore, which is a bummer. But we do have Malfurion the Pestilent as a Druid. And when you upgrade your hero power to Plague Lord, it can give you 3 armor, which is almost 4. So basically what we're doing here is playing Control Druid. The overall goal is to just gain armor and not die while the opponent dies. That's the plan. Now, unfortunately, Druid has notoriously bad removal, so we have to play some of this garbage like Big Game Hunter and Webweave. We've even got some Giant Wasps, which are not that bad. And we're playing Naturalizes. But hey, since we're trying to go to fatigue by gaining armor, Naturalize just kind of fits into the game plan anyway. So we're trying to tank up, and we're trying to run the opponent out of cards. As much as it pains me, I do have a proactive play with Medivh the Guardian, but Medivh just makes so much sense when you're already playing double Web Weave, double Spreading Plague. I've even got a Moonglade Portal into Starfall. Seemed hard to justify not playing Medivh. And Medivh does increase your win rate against Jade Druid from 0% to like 3% or something. I'm not playing Skulking Geist because I'm just assuming I'm not going to run into Jade Druids, and if I see a Jade Idol on turn 1, I'll just concede and move to the next game. Oh, I guess I should mention that this deck is standard, by the way. I just had to switch it to wild so I could see Justicar Trueheart, and wow, that really fucked up my collection, huh?
The light shall bring victory.
I must protect the wild.
I guess I keep Mire Keeper. Doomsayer's probably not very good against most versions of Priest. Well, we did draw Malfurion the Pestilent, which is the most important card. Okay, that's not Highlander Priest. If he doesn't have Shadow Word Pain or another buff plus Inner Fire, this should go off. And if it is Shadow Word Pain, I can just play another one. Wow. Loot Hoarder makes it seem like Highlander Priest. Surprised the Highlander Priest would coin out the Radiant Elemental like that. I guess at this rank you do have to be afraid of Aggro Druid, but I didn't have a 1-drop. Interesting. Let's go ahead and ramp up. The 3-3 lines up nicely into the 2-3, and we get closer to Malfurion the Pestilent, so we can start stacking armor, which is the objective against Highlander Priest, if that's what I'm facing. It's kind of a bummer, but at least he didn't Shadow Visions into more damage. That would have been way worse. Let's just go ahead and swipe this guy. Might need to use Wrath to draw a card later. I don't mind drawing cards because he's going to draw a million cards.
Thank you.
Okay, gonna go ahead and have to squelch him. Play this guy. We're gonna take the poisonous ones. Poisonous really only gets punished by Potion of Madness. And maybe like Pyromancer, Double Spell, or Thalnos Spirit Lash or something. But for the most part, Potion of Madness is what I'm worried about here. And if he doesn't have Potion of Madness, it's really good. What can he get from my deck? Wrath would help him kill 1, but it wouldn't really be that impressive. Get wrecked, mate. Probably like Wild Growth versus Naturalize. Okay, cool. So it looks like we get to kill Raza. Could go for Primordial Drake here. He's pretty big, but I don't really want to play him into 3 damage from the Glimmer Root. I don't want to hero power the Glimmer Root. Seems like a nice hero power target. So I could go like Spreading Plague hero power. I could Wrath it, armor up, and play Giant Wasp. Playing Giant Wasp is probably not that great considering I have a Primordial Drake in my hand, which, you know, kills it. Wow, I could play Curator in this deck, couldn't I? I just have Beasts, Dragons, and Murlocs. Well, anyway. What am I doing? We'll do this. Probably don't ever get more than 2 Spreading Plague tokens out of the card. And the hero power just lined up so nicely into that guy. I do want to start stacking armor though. Alright, that's fine. That's probably better for me than actually playing it. Alright, I think I'm just gonna start stacking armor. That's a bummer. I think he would have played Anduin there if he had it, but regardless, I really want some armor. Let's draw a card here, then we can trade our board into this, still get armor, and play Web Weave. Healing this with Moonglade Portal might be better. Or maybe I just want the 6 healing, or I guess 5 healing to my face out of Moonglade Portal.
Death is eternal.
Healing this Drake is probably better.
I must remain hidden to remain
I don't know. It seems like I'm far enough ahead on board that I can probably just kill him without having to tank up out of Anduin range. I have 2 big 4 power guys that are hard for him to deal with. Wow, he just did nothing. Okay. Well, I kind of want to be a little bit aggressive here because it seems like I can kill him. But I also don't want to give up any armor, so I guess Fandral plus the 2 things that give me damage and armor seems pretty good. I don't really need to play Web Weave in this matchup because he's not playing any things that I need to kill, really. That's fine. He got two of my dudes, but my dragon is immune to Dragonfire Potion, so that's fine. Now we can play out more stuff. And I guess I'm just trying to kill him. He's pretty low on life. And he doesn't really have any good answers to this Primordial Drake. I think he would have played Pint-Size Horror last turn instead of Dragonfire Potion if he had it. Because you're not expecting to play around the Web Weave, right? This could be bad. Am I about to be so tilted? I'm not. Okay. So I'm 1 damage off here. Don't really want to give him more cards, so we'll just do this. That's what the 1-2 is there for anyway, right? Okay, so he's still just dead on board.
You have been.
Nice. Matchup's not too hard when they don't draw Anduin.
Malfurion versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
I must protect the wild.
As long as he's not Exodia Mage, we can definitely just armor up out of his damage. A Jaina Mage might also be a bit of an issue, but I think I could deal with it. And he's not Exodia Mage, so we've got ourselves a game. I guess Secret Mage could also be an issue because he would just kill me. But it looks like he's not that either. Seems like a good turn to make a wasp. I guess I can just play Fandral. I don't have any particular need for Fandral synergy with this deck. It's not like I'm trying to shuffle Jade Idols. And I do have 2 Wraths in my hand, and a Malfurion the Pestilent coming down pretty soon. So if it sticks, it could be a threat. And he might still have to be worried about Nourish, so he might have to go for a Fireball or something. That's a real bummer. That was the best possible turn. Counter spell, huh? Well, I'm happy to get that out of the way before I play Moonglade Portal. I'll just Wrath it again, whatever. Okay, that's a real secret and not the glyph secret. Okay, not another counterspell, that's good. Probably just make 1/5s. The 1/2s are pretty vulnerable to AoE or just like being hero powered down over a couple turns. And I don't think that deck really has like a ton of big minions I need to worry about. Okay, I was wrong. But I can just big game hunter that, I guess.
I've got the beast in my sight.
No mirror entity. Wasn't really expecting it to be, but you never know. And I'm gonna armor up because I think I win in fatigue. That's the goal, at least. Man, that feels bad when you play a 7 mana 8/8 and it gets big game huntered, huh?
An incredible discovery.
Okay, well, we just play Medivh here. We have a lot of good spells in hand to take advantage of Medivh. If he tries to play like a mid-sized thing here, can trade Medivh into it and then heal it up with Moonglade Portal. Okay, it's actually pretty bad for me that he got this down so early. If he played this like 5 turns from now or something, I think fatigue would have been a lot more realistic. But I probably just need to try to kill him.
Death is eternal. My turn is not. My thoughts are plagued.
I think I'm gonna heal this guy up so he doesn't get hero powered easily. And I don't really want to go face with my hero power because that involves burning a weapon charge, which I don't want to do. And I could have killed Water Elemental with Medivh. But if I did that, like, the Water Elemental heals up the damage I do. But he had like a ton of armor and not just health. So getting the 7 in with the Medivh there was actually pretty relevant. Probably do have to use my weapon to trade into Water Elemental here, so I can get rid of my 5/1 and not leave him with a thing that he can hero power. Probably just Web Weave, I guess. Could try to play Cold Light Oracle. It doesn't really find anything useful though. And I can't double trade because then this guy just has 1 health. I can't just trade because then this guy has 1 health, and you can like trade in here and hero power this guy anyway. So I'm pretty much obligated to trade my weapon into this.
I was right all
It's a pretty good minion, actually. I think I would like to try to play these Cold Light Oracles in a position where he might burn a card, but he's pretty low on cards compared to where he needs to be for that to be relevant. And he's like forced to play stuff to deal with what I'm doing. But I guess Cold Light Oracles also give him more options to deal with what I'm doing, so it's probably good to hold back on them. Plus, after he deals with this board, wow. After he deals with this board, man, it's really bad that it hit the dragon. Again, after he deals with this board, I'm probably gonna try to just like not do anything to prevent him from having things he can set to 1 health. And then he'll also not want to do anything, and then the Cold Light Oracles can come into play. Is there any reason for me to send 7 damage into this 2/3 and just hit him in the face with it? It's good against Fireball hero power, I guess.
A tangled web.
I don't know if that deck even plays Fireball, but I don't think I had a read on him not having it because Greater Arcane Missiles looked pretty good last turn. Frostbolt Hero Power. That's bad. I've already played both of my Wraths, so I don't have a way to not let him Hero Power this guy. I guess Primordial Drake actually would have been pretty good here. Tank up. It's gonna get to Hero Power my guy, which really sucks, but I couldn't prevent it. And I do have a Spreading Plague Doomsayer combo if it comes down to it. I don't have a clue what the secret is though, which is kind of an issue. But I think it's probably pretty safe to assume it's Ice Block. I have 8 cards in hand. If I went double Cold Light Naturalize, I'd make him overdraw 2 and I wouldn't overdraw any. And he'd be down to only 2 cards left. He'd be under a lot of pressure to kill me and then I could Spreading Plague Doomsayer. I really don't want this to get counterspelled. Maybe I just swipe the Water Elemental. Let's see if swiping the Water Elemental works. Okay, looks like it did. Alright, so I know it's not counterspell. I think I do want to hold the Naturalize for a double Cold Light Oracle turn. If I just Naturalize here, it kind of tips him off and makes him feel like he should dump his hand. That's bad. I wanted to get those guys on the board, maybe it helps kill the Arcane Giant without having to commit anything else. But I also wanted to get the Mire Keeper out of my hand, because I'm playing Cold Light Oracles. I was a little bit concerned about him being able to put one of them down to 1 health. And I guess I should have expected the second Blizzard. Pretty silly of me not to. So this is the same situation as last turn. I can make him burn 2 cards and get him really close to fatigue. Except this time I know that secret's not something that's going to bother me. Might even draw second Naturalize here, which would be really good. Okay, didn't get the second Naturalize, but that's fine. Naturalize this guy for sure. Meteor's a really good card to see.
Death is eternal.
How much burn do I have to be worried about? I should probably Hero Power. I'm scared of Alexstrasza. Okay, that hits my second Naturalize, which is kind of a bummer. Second Naturalize would have been the best card in my deck to draw here. But obviously I'm winning Fatigue really hard, so at this point, as long as I just don't die, I should win. Okay, Frostbolt's low power, and he couldn't set one of my Cold Light Oracles down to 2 health, so that's really good for me. Okay, Swipe is good. Could go for like Swipe, Hero Power, Wasp. Could just make this my Doomsayer turn, Spreading Plague Doomsayer turn. If it fails, I do have the backup. Let's go for that. It also lets me get more armor. And I value the armor a lot at this point.
I'm out of cards.
He can send the Geist into one of the 1/5s and then Hero Power it and get another Water Elemental. But if he's doing that, it's still kind of hard to deal with the Doomsayer. And he's committing stuff to the board, which means that the second Spreading Plague Doomsayer is pretty good. I'm actually really surprised to see a Spellbreaker in that deck. It doesn't make that much sense to me, but I'm no Control Mage main. So I guess I'm gonna try this again. Question is what I do with my Hero Power, and the answer is I probably try to kill one of his things to protect my Doomsayer. It's also kind of dumb that I just threw out the Doomsayer because it ended up not being in a good Meteor position target. This Doomsayer should have been over here. I'm sticking to my tank up strategy. I believe in the tank up. What the fuck is that?
Fatal mistake.
Oh, that's so bad. I think that actually is going to cost me the game. Well, maybe not. The Primordial Drake's pretty good here. Oh, he couldn't hero power because of that, though. Right, he should have gone Geist in first, hero power, and then Forbidden Flame. It's a really, really big deal that he didn't get to hero power. I can actually clear his board because of that. Didn't get to make armor that turn, though, which is a bummer. But I think I'm good. It's kind of hard for me to imagine 6 cards that can kill me. Does he still have 2 Firelands Portal? Does that deck play Firelands Portal? That could be bad for me. He'll probably just Firelands Portal into Captain Greenskin, and then I'll crab him. No big deal. Okay, that's second Polymorph. He burned one earlier from the Naturalized turn. Probably just want to make poisonous stuff. How many removals does he still have left? Maybe I don't commit both the Wasp and the Webweave. If I play Webweave, he can trade his Water Elemental into one, hero power the other, and do nothing. And then he could set up to hero power the Wasp again, or the Spider again the next turn to get another Water Elemental. But I can use Primordial Drake to kill my own guy if that happens. I think that's fine. I've seen 2 copies of Blizzard, but I don't think I've seen Flame Strike. But with 2 Blizzard and 1 Meteor, is he playing Flame Strike? Probably just not much of a reason for me to play into it, though.
My turn is not.
Frost Nova, go face. Nova Doomsayer. I feel like he doesn't understand how happy I am for a Doomsayer to go off here. But he's got to do something. There's probably an Alexstrasza coming down this turn, would be my guess. And he's hoping I just can't deal with it. I can swipe Starfall, though. It's probably the play. That's not Starfall. And I think it's very likely that he just can't win from this position. He's way too deep in fatigue. Nice. Man, we just ran a Control Mage out of stuff. Yeah, so from that point all we had to do was not play things that he could make Water Elementals out of.